Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
It's the busiest travel period of the year, and it looks like Old Man Winter will play a part in those plans. The details coming up.
They kind of struggled back and forth briefly.
An elderly gas station attendant was held at knife point and robbed, and surveillance videos caught the whole thing on tape.
A toy drive at the Montgomery County Regional Jail means toys for kids in need and more visitation time for inmates.
WKYT News at 5:30 starts now.
Good evening to you. A winter storm heading towards the northeast could brush up against parts of Kentucky.
And a winter weather advisory has been issued for several counties in our region. Not the best timing, Chris Bailey, with Thanksgiving and so many people traveling.
Yeah, if you're eastbound on 64 at any point over the next 24 hours, you're going to run into snow. The farther east that you get, maybe into far northeastern Kentucky, but certainly into West Virginia, and if you're traveling into the New England states, boy, this is going to really impact your travel conditions. Speaking of travel into southeastern Kentucky, very late tonight, early tomorrow morning, may be impacted by this same storm. Winter weather advisory is out for a number of counties down here with the potential for 1 to 3 inches of snow with higher amounts on top of the Virginia border counties. Some models are really hammering those higher elevations here from Pike County down into parts of Harlan and Bell counties. Now, the farther west and northwest that we go, we will see a fairly sharp cutoff. Exactly where that sets up is going to be the job we have to tackle as we go through the evening into later on tonight. But some of the models are kind of hedging the potential for some snows a little farther to the west. Now, we do have a warm ground still because of the recent rains and those temperatures that this afternoon topped out around 50 into southeastern Kentucky, so some melting snows will be a strong possibility early on. What we're seeing, though, is our developing storm across parts of the Gulf of Mexico. That slides up the northeastern part of the country, so southeastern Kentucky will have the best chance of snow from that. Then, guys, I'm tracking another flake maker into town for early Thanksgiving. We'll talk about that in the forecast for holiday shoppers in just a moment.
A violent gas station robbery, but somehow the store clerk escaped with no injuries.
Frankfort police are looking for a man wanted for robbing a clerk outside the Swifty gas station at knife point last night. Police say someone with a knife walked up to the elderly clerk and demanded money. WKYT's Jordan Valline's got a look at the surveillance video. She has the details in our top story at 5:30.
When gas station robberies occur, the clerk is usually standing behind the counter, but that's not always the case.
Yeah, this is not like a normal convenience store type gas station with self-serve islands. This one in particular has full service islands. So the clerk actually comes out to you, pumps your gas. That's where the exchange of money happens.
Last night, while the clerk was walking back into the store, the robber made his move, threatening the employee with a knife and demanding money.
They kind of struggled back and forth briefly.
Although the surveillance video doesn't show it, Frankfort police say after the elderly man was robbed, a good Samaritan came in to help and tried to chase the suspect down.
The robber was able to jump over a fence, and that's when he lost sight of him now.
Thankfully, the clerk wasn't injured during the scuffle, but with the robber still on the run, police need the public's help in order to catch the criminal before he pulls a similar stunt. In Frankfort, Jordan Valline's WKYT.
The suspect is described as a white man around 6 feet tall and weighing about 180 pounds. A man charged in a Lexington murder from this summer is finally in the Fayette County Detention Center. U.S. Marshals arrested 30-year-old Jeffrey Morris earlier this month in Arizona. He spent 5 months on the run. He was brought back to Kentucky last night. Police say Morris shot and killed 47-year-old Anthony Carter on Chestnut Street in June. He's been charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence, and today he pled not guilty. Carter's little brother says the upcoming trial will be painful, but he says the family is ready.
This is a whole nother part of the healing process, and we're just ready for this to happen. We'll be at every court date. Everyone he has, we'll be there.
Morris turned down our request for an interview. He'll be back in court next Thursday.
The search is on for a man wanted in connection with a deadly shooting. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Clinton County. On Monday, Kentucky State Police say the body of a man had been found outside a home on Ida Road. Troopers say that 36-year-old Anthony Hargis was shot and killed. We're told police are searching for 38-year-old James Polston. He's a white man, about 6'4", 220 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. We're told he may be traveling with 22-year-old Randall Wilkinson. Both men are considered armed and dangerous. In Madison County, police are warning people to keep an eye on the mail in your mailbox. Banks in the county say they've received reports of mail being stolen out of mailboxes. We're told the thefts are happening usually when police put their bill payments in the mailbox and put up the flag. We're told the bills are being stolen for the check information, and then bank accounts are being compromised. And in Scott County, a payroll glitch prevented some teachers from getting paid today. The Scott County school superintendent says the district's direct deposit file was not processed correctly. It means that anyone who is paid through direct deposit did not receive their check this morning. Kentucky Bank says that the deposit will be available by tomorrow morning. The bank also says it will reimburse employees for any overdrafts or late fees that were caused by this glitch.
It was so popular last year that they're doing it again. A Central Kentucky jail is holding a toy drive again this year that officials say helps both children and inmates. WKYT Sam Smith went to the Montgomery County Jail to see how the program works. It's new at 5:30.
The jail has about 200 inmates. This program benefits them and the kids in the area.
186.
The normal visitation time is 15 minutes. That will double to a half an hour if the visitor brings a toy worth $5 or more.
Anything we can do to brighten the life of a child, me and my staff are going to do. 199 control.
Jailer Eric Jones says this program is in its 4th year.
And every year it's grown tremendously.
To the point where some of the jail's vendors and staff also donated gifts.
Our community comes together when any child needs help, and this is just a reminder of during Christmas that our county, in Montgomery County, we're always giving back to our children.
Jones tells me this program is also important for the inmates.
It's the holidays, they're away from their family. It gives them the opportunity to spend, a few more minutes with their family during the holiday season.
The toy collection will continue right up until they're given out on December 21st. In Montgomery County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Right now, the jailer tells us that they need gifts for teenagers. They're receiving plenty of toys for young children. Those items will be given out at TK's Gymnastics in Mount Sterling.
Many of us are staying home for Thanksgiving, but millions of the rest of you are hitting the roads. AAA estimates that 46 million Americans are traveling at least 50 miles from home. Our good question in honor of the holiday: what's the best way to keep track of travel delays and potential problems? If you're flying this week, be aware of the weather. Chris is saying that the airports in the east could have many delays or worse with a winter storm coming in. So here's some help. Flight Aware tracks your flight status. Any delays, cancellations, gate changes, they'll have it on Flight Aware tracks. Expert Flyer app has a feature called Seat Alert. It lets you know when a seat you want becomes available. You can also get the app of the airline you're flying on to get a boarding pass or rebook your flight. Let's say you're driving. SIG Alert gives you color-coded highway maps, red for jammed up, yellow for slow, green for full speed ahead. And if you get stuck, you need a room, Priceline and Hotel Tonight are two examples that are helpful. So good luck out there. A lot of people traveling, and be careful and be aware of the weather situation. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.